Thanks very much. Welcome inside Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Game 2
we get set
between the Nashville Predators and the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference Final.
For the matchup between the Oilers and the Predators. But first, let's meet the starting goaltenders. Brought to you by Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee. It's always 20 minutes fresh. Ddmonton beat Nashville twice last year. Both wins here in Nashville. This will be his 20th start of the season. And at the other end, 30-year-old Pecorine gave up 5 goals on 13 shots Monday in L.A. He got the hook halfway through the third in a 5-1 loss to the Kings. That was the third straight loss for the Nashville Predators. They have been outscored 12-3 in those 3 games. Of course, the Oilers come in. They're trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They lost last night in Detroit by the score of 3-0. The first time the Predators got out this season. And we are underway. Ryan Hutchins away. And for game 2, reunited on that top line for the Edmonton Oilers. And we get the start tonight. As that puck goes up into the... As lineup for the last couple of games. As the puck scored 3 to the middle, there's Ryan Whitney. Long outlet pass for Gagne gets broken up, and it's brought right back in. Patrick Hornquist, he is checked by Pecker. Up the middle, here comes Piarvi. Piarvi with 4 goals on the season. Piarvi's got 2 goals in his last 3 games. Pass intended to him, and that was picked off before it could get there by Kevin Klein. And there is Victor Bartley playing his first NHL game, number 64 for the Nashville Predators. Played 54 games with Milwaukee, picked up 26 points. He's in the lineup. I guess he was a nervous guy this afternoon.
Yeah, was he ever against his old teammate Jordan Eberle, who played a season and a half with him in Regina in the WHL. But an interesting story a couple of years ago, tore his tricep muscle in one of his first games up in the American Hockey League with Binghamton and missed the whole year, couldn't find a job a couple of years ago, and had to play over in Sweden for a year. So a real nice story to see him get back into the North American game and get his first National Hockey League game.
Pressure now by the Nashville Predators, turned aside, and here comes Eric Bolonja. Bolonja turns in his own zone, changes for both teams as Bolonja, the veteran, stays cool, and now he'll head to the bench. Ryan Smith, as you mentioned, out there with Brown and Eager, and a shutout for Ben Eager. Louis, his 400th NHL game.
Yeah, congrats to him. You know what, it's not an easy task to do, especially a big physical guy up and down, won a Stanley Cup in Chicago and playing in his 400th game. So always a milestone with the players to get to that 400.
Here's an opportunity right in front. And then Erat was denied.
Nick's first goal.
A veteran move to prevent game 2. Perfect scoring opportunity. Erat with the puck now. Erat played his junior, which seems a long time ago, as a member of the Red Deer Rebels.
Yeah, good chance there by him.
Ellis moving in. Ellis with a feed right in front of Smith. Ryan Smith, as you mentioned, up there with Brown and denied. Outshot 28-22. Last night in Detroit. They are 1-1-1 in the second half of back-to-back games so far this year. They'll have another set of back-to-back games March 25th right here in Nashville, and then they'll have another
back-to-back game in the playoffs
right here in Nashville, and then they'll be into St. Louis on March 26th. Weber moving in.
Saturday and Sunday.
Ripped wide and all the way back down into Nashville territory. A Nashville Predator team that is 4th in the Central, 11th in the West. They've got 23 points. The Oilers have 21 points.
Yeah, the team Kevin's had 3 days off. They haven't played since that game Monday in Los Angeles, so a few days to kind of get some meetings in, get some practices in. This is a team that has only won 1 game in the last 6. So you know they're going to come out here early in this game and be fired up and try and get pucks and bodies to Ddmonton.
Gagne works his way in, trying to center it. Pecorine was way up out of the net. Quickly back the other way. Hornquist. Passes it in, and Devin Dubnyk had a little trouble with it, so he's not going to take a chance, and he covers it up, and Ladislav Schmid doesn't want anybody around his goaltender, including Patrick Hornqvist.
Yeah, the top sniper. We talked about Hornqvist in the opening there and how he's a feisty guy. As Ladislav Schmid takes a little exception to him going in there, giving Dubnyk a little bit of a poke. He likes to get aggressive. Here's that chance by Ura. Just a misplayed puck in the defensive zone by Edmonton. Looks like he's going to the backhand. Maybe gets a little hooked up by Schultz. But he fumbles it over top of the stick, and here's the dump in here that Dubnyk can't really get a handle on. And for Hornqvist, just, didn't really poke him too much. They're a little sensitive down there on the ice. But losing 4 games in a row, as the Oilers have done, will make you a little testy on the ice. So I expect a little bit of fireworks like that in this game tonight, because both teams are trying to get off slides. They're trying to get a big win. As you mentioned, only 2 points separate both teams, and they both desperately need those points.
Smith behind the net, along with Bobby Butler, picked up on waivers. He and Zach Boychuk, a couple of waiver pickups in the month of March.
Yeah, interesting. Barry Trotz this morning says it's up to them to show us what they have. This is an opportunity.
Smith with a chance, stopped by Devin Dubnyk. Ryan Jones, the former Nashville Predator. Lenerd Pa Trell, as Louis mentioned, back in the lineup. Pa Trell did not dress the last 2 games. He is on the line with Jones and Belanger, and he has the puck right now. Lenerd Pa Trell from the corner. Pa Trell cycles down low for Jones. Belanger in there to try and help out. Nick Schultz steps up and keeps that puck in. Trying to take advantage of the youngster. But back comes the Nashville Predators, and there is Butler. He gets knocked down by Schultz. And a penalty coming up. The first power play of the game is going to go to the Nashville Predators. As we take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by the 2013 Ford Super Duty. It is built Ford tough.
Well, Kevin, for the Edmonton Oilers, talked about patience with Ralph Kruger this morning. He's talked about a lot this year, just staying in your structure, staying in your discipline, staying in your defensive zone coverage, get the offensive opportunities when you can attack. That'll be important tonight. And for the Predators, shoot, as you mentioned, they're the last place team in the National Hockey League as far as shots on net this year. They've had 3 days off. It's been a topic of discussion in practice and meetings and in the dressing room. They want to fire more pucks to the
They've got that 1 power play goal in the last 6 games. Towards Slashing at 456 ranks at home. That's the 710 power play goal has come here at Bridgestone Arena. This team is ranked 26th overall when it comes to power play. The Oilers, of course, very good special teams. 6th ranked penalty killer. Shea Weber, dangerous on the point. Actually, he'll be up there to start it, and he's got the puck. Gets that puck in. Hornqvist snaps around the boards. Colin Wilson, leader in assisting points, along with Mike Fisher. Trying to keep it in. Wilson speaks to the opportunity now for Jones. Breaking in short-handed. Jones!
Jones! And he makes a save!
The first shot of the game on Pecorine is a breakaway. The Oilers with 3 short-handed goals this season.
Here's Patrick Hornqvist.
Good pucks and
He centers in. He shoots. And he scores. Eighth goal in the Stanley Cup Conference Final. The first goal in the Stanley Cup Conference Final. 1-0.
Down low for Jones. The Nashville Predators. As we take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by the 2013 Ford Super Duty, it is built Ford tough.
Well, Kevin, for the Edmonton Oilers, talked about patience with Ralph Kruger.
And the Predators getting a power play goal at 5. Just getting 0-5.
Right now,
Centers in! And he scores again from Patrick Hornqvist. 2 goals in the span of 20 seconds makes it 2-0.
fumble by Koskitski, sends him away. Usually he likes to shoot, goes for the deep, tries to go wide. Good solid save by Rene. And the play comes down into the offensive zone for Nashville. They finally get pucked through that traffic. And that bouncing puck goes into the front off Hornquist. And it was Wilson who does a real nice job to pick this one hopper up off the back wall right into the stick of
at the Bridgestone Arena in that 9-4 victory in game one.
Drives it home for a 1-0 lead.
His third power play goal of the
Hornquist, second goal of the night.
His second fight in a row for Mike Brown. He fought Jordan Tutu last night in Detroit. Boone, a tough customer.
Coming into the end, and it was another fight
from Los Angeles. But Brown now going with uppercut for his right hand. And this one, again, a flurry of punches right off the faceoff. Mike Brown and Rich Boone. The gloves are off here in Nashville. We'll be back right after this.
It's game 2 of the Stanley Cup Conference Final.
We'll be back.
2-0 Predators.
Well, a couple of Edmontonians, Dr. Wang, yeah, that's his name, and Cooper enjoying themselves here in Nashville. And Oilers fans, you get a chance to enjoy yourself as you have an opportunity to decide which minor hockey teams get the chance to train like the pros with the Ford Drills and Skills contest. Go to FordDrillsAndSkills.ca to see which teams made it through to the final round and cast your vote for the winners. Voting closes March 30th.
Well, Kevin, a little fireworks there to start things
Well,
off.
Kevin, here's some
fireworks. You'll see Brown and Clune square off, and both of these guys throw the rapid punches early on. Both of them get their shots in. And the third time that these two have fought each other in their career. The first two fights were down in the American Hockey League. In back-to-back games, they fought each of those games. So they know each other very well. And Brown has now fought the second.
He is added to that total here. He now has 80 on the year. The second in 7 games. Josie fires that puck towards the net. Second in 7 games. Josie fires that puck towards the net. Evan Dubnik down, steered to the side. Petrie sends it around the boards for Everly. Jordan Everly tied up by Josie, gets the puck out to center. David Lindblom. Louis, you talk about a guy who's facing the franchise. He was the franchise. He sends it around the boards for Everly. Jordan Everly tied up by Josie. He gets the puck out to center. David Lindblom. Louis, you talk about a guy who's facing the franchise. He was the franchise when this thing started here in Nashville. That is NHL hockey.
Yeah, the first ever draft pick on the Nashville Predators, picked second overall in 1998. He's been here. This is his 13th year now in the Nashville Predators uniform. So a terrific career for him, all in one city. And you're right, he's one of those guys that definitely is the leader here.
Victor with a shot glove save by Dubnik. And once again, Hornquist right in his kitchen.
Nashville's done a pretty good job here in this game so far. A little transitioning quickly. The pucks turn over in the neutral zone. They get on the offense very quickly. Driving through the net. Good shot from the wide angle. Looking for a rebound. But Devin Dubnik snatches that up and says, I don't think so. And that'll be important tonight for Dubnik. Not allow those pucks to drop down in front of him, because Nashville's going to have that presence in front. And it's something they talked about all week long. And they weren't happy about it this morning in the dressing room, the way they've been playing.
Ryan Ellis with a shot, the 7th of this period for the Nashville Predators. So, Louis, what do you think they were working on in practice?
Absolutely.
Boychuk stopped. And here is Jones. Had that one chance, the one shot the Oilers have so far. It's a breakaway opportunity, shorthanded, stopped by Pecorino. Rene faced just 13 shots in that loss against Los Angeles. And Eager on it now against Ryan Ellis. Ryan Smith, Ryan Jones out there. Eager's got the puck line of center. It comes to Jones. He tried to get that puck to settle down. Now all kinds of traffic in front of Pecorine.
This is the legendary stubby pencil, one of many used to win a total of $7 million last year. Amazing.
Get your game on with Pools.
Well, Kevin, as you mentioned, Ryan Jones had a breakthrough a little earlier on, has another good chance here, but gets kind of bowling ball through as he tries to get that bouncing puck to the net. Good job by Eager and Smith on the forecheck. One body contact, separate puck, get it to the net, and everybody converges, and that's the type of hockey we like to see.
And that's got to be the type of hockey from that line.
2-0 Predators.
Well, you have to have that gritty effort.
Scored on the power play.
This morning talked about a high compete level, and especially the attention to detail. Get pucks in deep, establish a forecheck. Not so far they haven't been able to, as Nashville's come out really aggressive here. So that's how you wear down teams.
8 shots for Nashville, just 1 for the Oilers so far. We've got 11:41 to go in the first period.
The first period is game 2 of the Stanley Cup Western Conference Final.
The puck's still free, and it's picked up by Gagne. Gagne to Yakupov. Nail Yakupov, opposite corner. He's got Diarby streaking in against Weber. Played it in front. Yakupov picks it up in the far corner. Plays it all the way back to the point. Schmid was outside the blue line, and the Oilers will have to reset. They'll get a line change in. Schmid for the pass that went off Jordan Eberle. Eberle gets it back in, and here comes Hall. Hall streaking in, fires the shot, and that one goes wide. Behind the net, Schmid on the far side. Tipped it up in the air. And the Oilers get it again. And look at this pass. Nugent Hopkins moving in. Leaves it for Hall. Hall trying to make a nice move around Weber. And Weber took it away at the last second. Right back in. Walker save for Devin Dubnyk. Off Gabriel Bourque. Wilson trying to get it in front. That was knocked down by Nugent Hopkins. Gabriel Bourque leads this team in goals. He's got 6 so far.
Really interesting story. Came in last year, played his first games up with the Nashville Predators, carried it right over into this season, signed a new extension deal, and was pretty happy about it.
Out in front, and Whitney almost tipped that one home as Nugent Hopkins got tied up with Shane Weber in behind the net, lost his lid, and left his stick there. And that's the kind of thing that Nugent Hopkins has been seeing all year. The best defenders in the league trying to shut down Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Martin Erat moving in. Here is Butler. Toe drag. Nothing doing. Off the handle, off the end of the stick for Patrell. Ellis brings it right back in. Shot by Erat. Tipped up off the glass and down and shot down the ice, but knocked out. Ellis fired it. There is Schultz with a block shot. Oilers trying to get it out. Ryan Jones on the near side. Cross-ice feed for Erat, and that was Patrell who picked it off, got it to Belanger, and Belanger sent that puck the rest of the way. And the Oilers want to get a change. 9 shots for the Predators. As Louis mentioned, the lowest shot total on average in the National Hockey League was 23.9 coming into this game, but Lou, I didn't do so well in math, but they got 27. Right now, if they keep this up.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they obviously took the message from Barry Trotz and the coaching staff over the last 3 days. They worked on it. And Shea Weber mentioned it this morning, and that's a guy you don't have to tell to shoot the puck. He loves to get pucks to the net, but as a team, as a whole, we're trying to just force that issue and get the pucks into that danger zone, bodies crashing. That's a Barry Trotz team. Get pucks to the net, your body's there, banging the goal, much like you saw Hornquist do early on in this game. From 1 foot away from the goal net. So, I mean, that's the type of hockey they want to play. And they just got away from it. They hadn't been doing it.
That puck knocked down with a high stick. Tell us Oilers hockey, and it's right here.
2-0 Predators in game 2 of the conference final.
Well, as Kevin and Louis spoke of a little earlier, Theo Peckham missed the last game because of illness, and it started the night before the Columbus game. He went out for dinner with a friend, and he went out for sushi. Now, he had the yellowtail sushi, which is more raw than he normally eats when it comes to that. What he likes to generally have is the California rolls. He believes that it was that made him sick, because ever since he's been ill, he's been fishing for answers.
I think it'll be a while before he has sushi again, at least the yellowtail. But he's out there now with Ryan Whitney.
With
8:38 to go in this first
8:38 to go
period.
in the first period in game 2
Power play marker
of the Western Conference Final.
6:07. An opportunity right now, and that one deflected just wide. Ryan trying to keep it in against Peckham, gets it to Wilson. Wilson tackling Whitney.
The Canucks
Legwalk
with a 2-0 victory in game 1 of the Eastern
Gives it to
Final.
Klein. Kevin Klein did not get the shot. Legwalk in there to help out. The puck's still alive along the near side. Now it squirts free. And Neil Yakupov starts away. Yakupov stops, looking for Magnus Bjarvi, just out of his reach. Bounced down the ice by Wilson. And Justin Schultz is going to go back and touch it. And that's going to be ice.
Look, Evan, you have to be sharp for the defensive zone. You can't give pucks away. Here for Gagne, just tries to get this pass up the wall through 2 Nashville Predator players. Not a real high percentage play, especially from behind your own net. That pass goes wide. Gagne looked down at the stick afterward, didn't get all the draft right, I guess, on it that he wanted to. But the better decision might have been just to put it around the boards that way instead of trying to go through 2 bodies. And those are the types of plays that can really cost you and deflate you as a team for something you have to dial in the defensive zone.
Nugent Hopkins wins the draw. Nick Schultz got a shot right away. He's got the puck again, throws it towards the net. This time a wrist shot. It doesn't make it through, and it's bounced out by Klein. Top line on the ice for the Oilers with 7.5 minutes to go in this first period. The shots are 9-2 in favor of the Nashville Predators. Hall gets by Klein. Hall moving in. A wrist shot. Can it save? Big rebound. And it's picked up by David Legwalk. Ford. Big shot. Blocker save. Weber takes it in. The puck comes right off the referee and comes right out in front. Lenerd Pa Trell bounces it off the boards and gets it out. That could have been dangerous. Speaking of dangerous. Yes, however, off his skate, Pa Trell is there. So is Schmid. Petrie. Well, the pass intended for Ryan Jones, but Jones is putting it the wrong way. Centered out. That goes right through the crease. Back to the point. Ellis with it now. Ellis fires a blast. And Ddmonton. He had Gosted providing the screen. Hangs on it.
What do you think I do for a living?
Well, that's very people
I'm the assistant curator of the college's printing materials archive. And I make the cookie.
So you're a wannabe librarian? Catch City's new comedy scene, part of Monday's blockbuster comedy night, the #1 most watched night of the week.
Nashville Predators will entertain Minnesota on Saturday, and that means Ryan Suter's first game back
3
here
on
in
Saturday.
New York City.
You mean tomorrow?
What did I say? Saturday?
It's Saturday. But it is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's still a long trip.
So, technically, tomorrow. And he is in the building just like Elvis.
Probably is here, but you know, yeah, it would be a nice homecoming for him coming back here, and obviously a place that was special to him. It was a big offseason move to see him go to Minnesota along with Zach Parise, 2 big free agent market players that were out there available, 2 of them anyway. So, but we were talking with the Nashville Predators this morning, and some of the players filled in those spots.
Do the job.
Boychuk, a former first-round pick, bring him in here, see if he can maybe kickstart his career and get things going. Hasn't really been able to do it at the National Hockey League level, but in the American Hockey League has been a real good player and was playing very well this year to start things off. So maybe he comes in here and gets fired up. And as you mentioned before, also Bobby Butler. So a couple opportunities for guys to step in, a team that hasn't played well. You come in and play well, you'll be in the lineup at their drops.
Waits for the puck, and Klein gets there. Shot is blocked by Bjarvi, sends it down the ice. We're making a change, and Yakupov is basically on his own trying to keep that puck in. Flipped in by Ford, picked up by Petrie. Road trip for Jeff Petrie. All 5 of his points this season have come on this trip. Legwalk with a backhand that misses.
his first fight as well. So I saw him give Gostad a little shot there, who didn't like the way that he took him into the board, so it gives him a cross check.
Here's a 2-on-1. Jordan Eberle moving in. And he was checked by Weber. And Weber tried to get his hand on it. If he'd done that, it would have been a penalty. Old habits dying hard here for the veterans.
I don't know how he missed it. It looked like he got a piece of the puck, but I guess he didn't. And from up here, I thought maybe he had touched the puck with his hand. But you're allowed to bump it with your hand. You just can't put your hand over top of it. But you're right. That was a reaction by Weber.
We have seen that a few times. Scott Hannon keeps it in. Scott Hannon wearing number 22. There was a guy playing with Detroit we saw last night that made 22 famous in this town for a long time.
Pretty spirited fight with Mike Brown, too. Jordan Tucci. That was some high octane there. Mike Brown's first fight gets in his second one here in his third game with the Oilers. That's why he was brought in here, to be that physical presence and every once in a while drop the gloves and get going. And he's shown that he's doing just that.
Gostad, long lead pass for Ellis. Too far for him. That's going to be icing.
Well, a good rush here in one of the transitional plays for Edmonton. We haven't seen a whole lot of it here. One breakaway by Ryan Jones on the penalty kill, but here a 2-on-1 develops. And for Eberle, he just tries to get this through the skates of Shea Weber. And in that stopping process, watch the way of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and I think prevented Shea Weber from taking a 2-minute penalty. Because he would have grabbed that puck. You know, when you're in that situation, I guess you're saying, hey, I'll take my chances on the power play or the penalty kill, as opposed to a player getting a real high-quality chance. Or maybe it was on purpose.
Well, the Oilers did not get a power play in that game in Detroit last night.
I could never process the game that fast. That was on purpose.
Back to the point. Here is Peckham's shot and all kinds of traffic. And look at Ryan Smith. He was actually in behind Pecorine.
Right over top of him. Wow. Smith gave him a cross-check and he just kind of stumbled over top of Rene. But that's when you know you have a good presence in front, when you're making contact with a goaltender like that.
A big goaltender, too. Both guys 6'5". This game tonight is Gagne across the blue line. Gagne blocked by Shea Weber. Justin Schultz able to keep it in. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first period. And now Nick Schultz going to go back and get it. No icing on the play. Gagne tip pass up for Yakubov. He gives it right back to Viarvi. Viarvi chips and chases himself. Pecorine has to go out and play it and does.
Just in the nick of time, he had to wait for that puck to get out of that zone. He can't play the puck, and Viarvi with his speed, I think, got a piece of it. So a good job by him to hustle in there. And
it's the press. For his first and one last year, including his set off the top 2-0 here in Nashville. They are 1-3-2 against Central Division teams. They'll play another pretty good Central Division team on Sunday. Oilers into Chicago, where this road trip all began. We'll have that game for you on Sportsnet. 2 minutes left to go in this first period. This first period of game 2. Dumped in by Bartley. Paul gets caught up. Here is Bork. Keeping it in. Throws it toward the net. Goes wide. Meglon's got it. Meglon gets it to Bork. Could not get the shot. Paul was back defensively. Now Nugent-Hopkins. He'll chip it in. Go after it against Cannon. Puck squirts free. And the Nashville Predators able to get it out to center. Theo Peckham has it caught up in his skates. And he took it away from both Bork and Wilson. Belanger keeps it in. Belanger, sharp angle shot. He had Patrell right in front. Jones with it now. Jones down low. Belanger centers it for Patrell. That slides wide. Good couple of scoring chances for that line. Belanger keeps it in. Belanger, sharp angle shot. He had Patrell right in front. Jones with it now. Jones down low. Belanger. Belanger, sharp angle shot. He had Patrell right in front. Jones with it now. Jones down low. Belanger. Fully 100. And that may explain
this year will take it.
Now David Legwand just wanted to get the puck down the ice and get off on a line change. Ice conditions may not be optimal here at Bridgestone Arena. They've had 2 concerts in the building this week. And that may explain some of it, but you know Devan Dubnyk's not going to use that as an excuse. The Oilers are down by 2. Gostad's shot is blocked. We're down to 35 seconds. For Legwand, his 4th goal came in without a goal in his last 8 games. An unassisted marker at 18:51. Lewis arrivals in spring training to bat hot. A shortstop will get an error. A goalie gets a goal. Yakupov. Oilers want to get out of this period and will. Being outshot 13-8 and they're down 2-0. That's the story here so far in the Music City. All the notes for the Oilers right now. Pretty sour, Brad.
Well said, Kevin Quinn. Neil Smith, Brad May, along.
Otherwise,
Great as Gene was.
Exactly how he feels, because for the second time this season has come on in relief. Denis' last appearance was January the 22nd when he came in against the San Jose Sharks, stopped all 14 shots he faced. Devan Dubnyk gave up 2 goals on 13 shots in that first period. The last one, that bouncing puck from
Refreshing page. Loading page. NHL marks 0. Loading complete.
a shortstop will get an error. 13 shots. 5 goals on 13 shots in LA.
Yeah, you know what, for Devan Dubnyk, obviously he's played 5 straight, as Gene was talking about, his back-to-back game, and just a little mental lapse there. And he's logged a lot of minutes for Edmonton this year. Get Jan Denis in there, maybe spark the team. I don't mind this move by Ralph Kruger right now, down 2-0. You've got 40 minutes to play. The last time this guy stepped between the pipes, as you mentioned, back against the San Jose Sharks on January 22nd, he did not give up a goal, and his team scored 3 in front of him.
Gostad tries to test him with a wraparound. Gostad calling for the puck when he comes in front. Bloom gave it to Gostitsin. Here's Gostad again. Weber in front as well. And then maybe around.
3 in front of him.
Gostad tries to test him with a wraparound. Gostad calling for the puck when he comes in front. Bloom gave it to Gostitsin. Here's Gostad again. Weber in front as well. And then maybe comes in front. Bloom gave it to Gostitsin. Here's Gostad again. Weber in front as well. And then maybe the wraparound.
Out there, stays there.
OKC in 4 so far.
Well, obviously the first or second shot, rather, for that, because it was on the rebound off of Klune's first opportunity to drive it to the net. He gets scored on. But you know what? For Jan Denis, he's been around. He's a journeyman. He's been a backup goaltender before in the National Hockey League, spent time in the American Hockey League on multiple teams. So he knows how to dial it in, and I'm sure we'll regroup after that one, and the team in front of him, too, as well. A little bit of a defensive zone collapse there by them led to that goal. Good cycle by Nashville. But for Edmonton, who's having a real difficult time, as we've seen in the last 2 games, getting pucks into the offensive zone and establishing that down play themselves.
one more Predators goal in your games against.
Now let's go downstairs to Gene.
Well, a reminder that TELUS Flames hockey is coming up next. Calgary will most certainly pay close attention to the newest multi-millionaire in the Anaheim lineup. That is Brian Kessler.
Yep, $8 million for 8 years. And you're talking about the face of the franchise in terms of Shea Weber, guess who is now definitely the face of the franchise for the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, obviously they believe that too with that big deal to be signed. And a terrific season so far for Anaheim with 35 points. They sit second in the Western Conference and second overall in the National Hockey League. So a real good, strong start by them. in this shortened season.
Van Eager going after that puck again. Eager, one hand that looking for Brown. Ryan Smith, Mike Brown, and Ben Eager on the ice right now as it is chipped in at the end of the shift. By number 19, Bobby Butler. Nugent Hopkins and a big hit. Bringing it in is Eberle. Eberle, toe drag shot, and that one gets deflected up of Pekka Rinne and up into the netting.
This is a replica of the remote that inspired the big win. The original was tragically lost in a couch.
Get your game on with Pools.
That was Richard Clear once again, takes a big run at Jordan Eberle, goes into the boards. For Theo Peckham, who was out there, he didn't see the original hit, but I think someone said something to him along the bench. And it wasn't the fact that he hits Eberle, it's 3-0, takes a run at one of your top players, so Peckham goes over and gives him a little bump on the way back to the bench, tries to get him engaged. Already one scrap tonight for Clune. Coming into the season, and only played 14 games back with the Los Angeles Kings a few years ago, so a real nice start to the season for him. He's grinding his way to a National Hockey League spot and wants to stay.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins back to get it. Theo Peckham, another hit. And getting up slowly is Hornqvist, and Hornqvist is hurt.
Has often had to battle something new.
Bench, as you said, clutching his shoulder after the hit by Theo Peckham.
Well, for Theo Peckham, he says, you're going to take a run at one of our top guys, I'll take a run at one of your top guys, and he is working hard.
Nugent Hopkins fires that puck just wide. Quickly back the other way, Colin Wilson across the blue line. Left it there, and a pass intended for Wojciech didn't work. Paul takes a look. He has some time. Well, Rich Clune and Theo Peckham came together before, Louis. I think they might have to come together again.
We'll see. I think there's going to be a little more rough stuff out here. Obviously, Edmonton's starting to find their legs here in the last couple of minutes.
Gagne cutting for the net, backhand, stopped by Pekka Rinne. Trying to jam it home. As Sam Gagne, the leading point getter in this team, has 21 points on the season. Bork and Legwand in behind the net, bouncing puck. Petrie sends it around the boards. Legwand lays it back to the point, but Nail Yakupov was there. He don't let pass. Well, BRB too far, and it's shot right back in by Klein. Quick up, tipped in by Gagne. Rinne pokes it to the corner, has to scramble back into the net. Magnus BRB with it now. He gets surrounded on the boards. And here comes Irak. Irak shot. That one goes wide. Shot down there by Bobby Butler. Smith trying to get around Nick Schultz. Can't do it. Ellis' shot gets deflected, and that goes up into the netting. And not the stick right out of the hands of Eric Belanger.
Good job by him to get it there to deflect that shot by Ellis over the glass. Here's the hit by Peckham here as he just kind of rides Hornqvist into the boards afterwards. He stays with him, kind of gives him a little bit of a shove afterwards into the boards. It was the angle that Hornqvist was in when he went into the boards. And we've seen that happen a lot this year especially. We saw Patrick Sharp suffer an injury like that a couple of games ago for Chicago. He's going to miss some time, and there's a good chance again by Gagne right after that hit goes down the other way and gets a good backhand opportunity on Pekka Rinne with a traffic in front.
Hornqvist missed 10 games with a knee injury. And he's hurt right now, but his team is not. Cannon shot up high. Gostad in the face of Jan Denis. They keep it in. Kostitsin. Circling the net is Clune. Rich Clune lays it to the corner. Picked up by Kostitsin. Gostad is in front. The puck comes to the middle for Clune. And here is Gostad right at the side of the net. Knocked over his stick. He gets it again. Tries the one-handing centering pass. And a penalty on
himself without him. Going to drop the glove. This is the way he has to play, and he has played this way. Physical, aggressive, and right here afterwards, there's the shot. By Theo Peckham play opposition, which has good hit it.
Gostad and Peckham. answer play for the Predators.
2 minutes for holding on that. A power play that has struggled as of late. Only one power play goal in the previous 6 games coming tonight before that goal by Hornquist.
Kostitsin moves to the middle, dishes off, right in front. Banging away with Fisher.
And everybody converges in, and he's able to cover it up.
Nashville came into this game 29th in power play goals. They had just 10. They have 11 now. 8 of them have been scored at home. Fisher drops it back for Weber. He was covered. An opportunity for Pa Trell, and he'll send it the length of the ice. The Oilers 6th in penalty killing in the league, 6th on the road. 49 seconds left to go on the penalty to Magnus Pärvi. Martin Erat across the blue line, dishes off. Craig Smith back to the point it comes. Erat to Smith. Smith back up top. Kostitsin waiting for it. Got it. Throws a wrist shot towards the net. Nick Schultz blocked it. He got it to Ryan Smith, and Ryan Smith got it out to center. Craig Smith can't gain the line. Roman Josi turned back. He'll give it to Weber. Fired in by Erat. Waiting for it is Bork. He'll let it go for Josi, but Josi was checked by Jones. Jones moving in shorthanded. Second opportunity shorthanded for Jones. What an effort. Pecorine took a look behind him and made the save. And Ryan Jones, a couple of chances. The best one shorthanded. He wants a penalty.
Absolutely. You know, it was a little bit of a
and it's second opportunity shorthanded for Jones. What an effort. Pecorine took a look behind him and made the save. And Ryan Jones, a couple of chances.
And here is David Legward. Legward shoots in, and he scores. 3-0 Nashville. And David Legward gets his 5th of the playoffs and 3rd in conference play. Second.
Absolutely. You know, it was a little bit of a elbow shiver here by Weber as a nice toe drag here by Ryan Jones. Right there, just walks down the big man. He tries to go 5-4 once again. And right there, that reach out of the hand, the right hand that kind of reaches back. Now, it wasn't a whole lot, but enough to kind of knock Jones a little bit off. There's been 4 straight plays on the Oilers haven't gone off a penalty. That's what we talked about that this morning. If you want to draw penalties, often enough to kind of knock Jones a little bit off. There's been 4 straight plays now. The Oilers haven't drawn a penalty. That's what we talked about that this morning. If you want to draw penalties, you have to be fast. You have to create those opportunities. Jones with a good one there. Could have drawn a penalty and gets a real good scoring chance.
Penalty is over. Quickly back the other way comes Everly. Everly got Petrie with him. Everly, centering pass. Nugent Hopkins walks in, fires a shot. Pecorine makes the save. Everly behind the net. To Hall. Brings it up back into his own zone. Quickly up for Everly. Everly will get it to Hall, but Taylor Hall was offside. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. An opportunity to play for Pecorine.
3-0 Predators. It's game 2 of the conference final.
It's time to play Fan Right, Fan Wrong trivia presented by TELUS. Enter for your chance to win an Optic TV and Samsung prize package valued at $13,000 or tickets to an upcoming Oilers home game. All you have to do is text Oilers to 333-777 or visit TELUS.com/hockey and answer this question. Which Oilers number is not retired in the Raptors? And answer this question. Which Oilers number is not retired in the Raptors? Is it number 11, number 17, number 33, or number 99? For every completed entry, TELUS will donate $1 to Heroes Hockey, helping at-risk youth play Canada's game.
3-0 to score here with 11:22 to go in the second period. Under the knee on in relief of Devin Dubnyk.
The second period.
Rich Bloom scored in the second period, and that has been the so far. Shots favored, but not by much. 17-13.
Yeah, and obviously an area that Edmonton wants to pick up.
Magnus Pärvi and Yakupov are his teammates. Ellis send it around the board. Got the ball, picks it up there, trying to flick it out. Doesn't get out. Colin Wilson picks it off. Drops it back to Weber. Not in a great position to shoot it. It went off his skate. Now he'll let it go. And before he let it go, he brought that puck outside the blue line. So it's offside.
Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's hockey game.
Boychuk. Gets stopped carrying on his E-Rock. E-Rock centering pass from all the way back up top. For Everly, Nugent Hopkins. Dangerous in the second period. Great chance by Nugent Hopkins. It was steered aside by Pecorino. Covers up that great blocker there by Jim Schwartz. In that department, and he covers up that shot, but 3 shutouts. He's tied for first. I meant what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
3 shutouts. He's tied for first.
2 shutouts
In that department.
in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
That shot by Ben Eager. Tell us Oilers hockey from Bridgestone Arena.
Nashville. Here in Game 2.
The WHL playoffs are coming to Red Sox Place starting March 22nd, and the Edmonton Oil Kings are looking to defend their Western Hockey League title. The ATB Financial Playoff Pass is available at oilkings.ca for just $99. You can secure your seat to every Oil Kings home playoff game. Season tickets can also be renewed at oilkings.ca. Renewed by March 13th for terrific incentives like $50 in Oil Kings bucks per seat and additional playoff tickets.
Ryan Smith
Kings
takes his draw against Paul
are played
Gostad.
second
Off the scramble.
Western
Gostad able
Hockey
to
League
put it out
in the
off the glass.
2015 season.
Gloved that ahead. And we get the whistle. Gostad third in the league in faceoffs. Came in at 62.8.
Yeah, he's really good in the face-off dot. For Whitney, just trying to keep that puck in, didn't want to get over top of his head, but once it was touched directly by an Edmonton player, face-off to the outside.
He and Theo Peckham paired together. Ryan Smith wins that draw, but it's stolen. And moving in, trying to get a shot away, and Whitney falls down Bobby Butler. And it continues.
Jump.
And the shot came and hit the post. The referee had blown the whistle. The Oilers had stopped playing. And that could have been dangerous.
That was for my buddy Darren Pang there, the holding jumping.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, for Shea Weber, he's got a cannon, and after this whistle went, everybody kind of let up a little bit, and the puck came back to him, and because the crowd was so loud in here, he didn't hear the whistle, and he tees this one up. What makes it dangerous is that nobody's expecting a 100-mile-an-hour slapper to come that way, and good thing that Jan Denis didn't let up. He paid attention the whole time. But it's going to be Ryan Whitney going to the box 2 minutes here for taking down. Yeah, it is Ryan Whitney. So I thought it might have been Peckham on the backside. Boychuk was the one on the breakaway, partial breakaway there, and because he was even with him, it's not a penalty shot. But that was a scary moment there for Weber letting that one go.
Third power play for the Nashville Predators. They are 1 for 2. They have generated 5 shots with the man advantage. The Oilers still looking for their first power play as that puck went shots with the play for the Nashville Predators. They are 1 for 2. They have the Oilers.
It's not a penalty shot, but that was a scary moment there. Game 1. Because he was Nashville Predators.
Possession, Schmid shorthanded. Out there with Smith and Gagne. 3 shorthanded goals for the Oilers. An opportunity right here thrown towards the net by Schmid. That one goes wide, and Weber picks it up. Got to get Ryan Jones out there. And Weber picks it up. Fisher brings it in, drops it back. Kostitsin trying to get it back to Weber, but a good active stick there by Sam Gagne. Gagne and Pa Trell killing the penalties along with Schmid and Petrie. A penalty that has 47 seconds left in it. 8:20 left to go in this second period as Martin Erat winds up, fires the puck around the boards. Waiting for it there was Smith that comes back to the middle and chopped down the ice by Mike Brown. Brown. All sorts of jets there as he beat Weber to the puck, and he's got possession. Great hustle by Mike Brown. And he's still got it. He'll play it back to the point. Schmid throws it towards the net. That goes wide. Great penalty kill for the Oilers. They have dominated and not allowed the Predators to get set up at all. 8 seconds to go. Erat fires a shot. That one deflected over top of the net. He's got it again, but time is winding down. Now the penalty's over. Whitney's out of the box and has the puck right now. Tips it in. They always want to get a change, but Louis, you talk about little things to build on. You talked about patience, and that we saw on that penalty kill and some positives.
Yeah, some real positives. You mentioned Mike Brown a couple of times there, too. Obviously, one of the roles that he is going to take on coming here to Edmonton is the fact that he killed and get goal. Wear and tears there, too, and that scrap with him. Those guys were chucking him earlier in the game. Does some good penalty killing there.
Well, we saw this movie last night in Detroit, down 3-0. And, Louis, you broke down the breakdown, and here an opportunity for the Oilers again. But this time, an opportunity to stay within their structure, stay within the game plan. And as you mentioned, lots of time left. Eberle with the puck being watched by Kevin Klein. He'll give it to Schmid, who's down low, puts it to the corner, and then knocked down by Gostad was Nugent Hopkins. The Oilers, though, able to keep it in. Paul emerges, but the puck gets away. And quickly brought back by Bloom. To Boychuk, just out of his reach, Denis sweeps that aside. Gets it again, centers it out in front. Long shot, and that one's tipped away by Bartley. Let that one go. Bartley playing in his first National Hockey League game.
Nice confidence shown there, and as we mentioned earlier, he played a year and a half with Jordan Eberle in Regina, the WHL. And nice little offensive move there. Takes the puck and drags it back, finds that open shooting lane, and gets it through.
26 points in 54 games.
Ryan Smith,
AHL affiliate in Milwaukee.
3 goals, 2 goals.
Team with
And 7 points in the postseason.
Just under 6 minutes to go in the period. Scotty to go a sharp angle, hit handed with it. Back to the point. Justin Schultz is there. He'll give it to Nick Schultz. He'll give it to Yakupov.
The series lead.
Near side, Justin Schultz throws it towards the net. Deflected by Magnus Piarvi with a shot that just missed from Sam Gagner. Pressure now. Took a weird hop off the stanchion, but kept in by the Oilers as they get the cycle going. Here's Yakupov. Turning. Yakupov to Schultz. Nick Schultz. Quick angle shot, and that one goes right through the blue paint. Kept in again by the Oilers. Magnus Piarvi gets knocked down by Scott Hale. As he plays it behind the net, the Oilers want to get a change in while keeping the puck in the Predators' zone. Legwand works it out to center. He wants to make the change, and that puck touched the bench of the Predators. Telus Oilers hockey
3-0
from Nashville
Predators
here on Sportsnet.
This is the conference final.
With the departure of Lindy Ruff from an NHL bench, Barry Trotz is now the most tenured National Hockey League coach, and we take you back to the day that he was hired. It was a long time ago, a flashback of when the Nashville Predators hired their first ever NHL head coach. Well, he was a lot younger, David Perreault, the GM then, and still the general manager. There's his hockey mugshot to tell everybody, yes, I can smile. He's not often seen doing that behind the bench, and this was opening night when he came out to celebrate his hiring as the Nashville Predators head coach. 512 wins the way he's going. It may be a while before Nashville trots out another coach to replace him.
Jack Adams finalist 2010 and 2011. Whitney, a wrist shot, doesn't make it through, hit the stick of Martin Erat.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Barry Trotz has never won the Coach of the Year. When you look at what he's done over the years here in Nashville, 7 of the last 8 years he's made the playoffs. Only coach to do that in the NHL in the last 8 years, and twice now. Both last two years they got into the second round, so a real nice job by him.
And for David Legwand, in his pro career, Louis, the only coach and only GM he's ever had. David Perreault and Barry Trotz. That's got to be rare. Ladislav Schmid cuts off Morse. Gets the puck to Petrie. Petrie under pressure there from Colin Wilson. Morse on the intercept in behind the net. Schmid battling with him. Wilson comes up with the puck. He'll play it back to the point. Weber waiting for it. Weak wrist shot. The backboard was picked up by Wilson. And a nice steal by Morse. The puck is still alive. The knee down and gets the whistle. And keeps the puck out. Wrist shot. The backboard was picked up by Wilson.
Wilson! Oh, what a save by Nikolai Eberle!
Gets the goaltender because
because he has to come up with such an acrobatic save. Can't really recover, and he doesn't want to move. Wants to stay in that position. For Nashville, good job down low once again. You can hear the grinding away, and this puck comes off the back wall. Great out front, good high-quality chance. Great save by Denis. And then once he's down, he doesn't know where that puck is. He wants to stand his ground and stay strong. Good job by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to get back in there, and Ladislav Schmid to cover it up afterwards. But that first save was a big one by Denis.
Jones sends it around the boards. Weber's going to cut it off. Postseason. 3:43 to go. Backhand slides right through.
Well, a lot of those little plays right around the net by Nashville. Just good job putting that puck around, and that guy always a presence in front of the Edmonton netminder.
Gene.
Well, guys, just a reminder that the 2013 World Baseball Classic is underway. Canada will take on Mexico tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Mountain on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific, and lots of excitement about the Toronto Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Yankees taking on the Jays Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Mountain on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific.
3:33 to go in the second period. The shot favor the Predators.
Of game 2 of the conference final.
The Oilers
Let's see if the Edmonton Oilers come back.
They're just 6 shots in this period.
6 shots in this period.
As I mentioned, fewer shots
we mentioned,
the lowest scoring team.
Dramatic save.
6 goals per game coming into this game. They've got 3 here. Denis down in the net. Not the bid for Nick Schultz. He'll give it to Justin. Lost it to Gostad. Gostad, Kostitsin, and Kluhn. They're up front, Klein and Bartlett on the blue line for a Nashville Predators team that is sitting at 9-9-5. The Oilers hitting the halfway point tonight. This time last year, Edmonton was
3-0 Predators lead
after 24 games.
24 games.
Schultz to Gagne. Gagne trying to get it there, fires over top of the net, gets by Magnus Bjarvi, picked up there by Bohr. And he will outlet for Bartlett. After Bartlett sends that puck in, Denis scoops it around the boards. Ryan Whitney gets away from Legron. Yakupov with some speed. Here comes Dale Yakupov with Gagne. Cuts to the middle, backhand towards the net, great chance! Buccarine stretched out. That's 6'5", got both pads right across the goal mouth. Sharp angle shot, why not, for Sam Gagne. Yakupov throws a hit.
Yakupov, a couple of real good shifts here in the second period. He's found his legs and skating, got a couple shots through, and that one there. The backhand had eyes that almost got through Rene, and when he skates and moves with the puck like that, hard guy to handle. And I'm sure you might see him get a little bit more ice time throughout this game. Those young legs get him in action in a back-to-back situation.
Boychuk with it now. Zach Boychuk turns, throws it out in front. And then Fisher turned and Boychuk with it now. Zach Boychuk turns, throws it out in front. And then Fisher turned and Chuck with it now. Zach Boychuk turns, throws it out in front. And then Fisher turned and it out in
front, right there with a nice redirection. And scores his first goal to Nashville.
And as Louis mentioned, the Nashville year 1822. It is Zach Boychuk who makes it a 4-0 game.
Halstead talking about for the last 3 days they've had options playing Monday in Los Angeles in that 5-1 loss, and they were pretty upset about that. Only 1 win in the last 6 games played, so they had a lot of meetings. As Shea Weber told us this morning, they came out prepared for this one.
Coming to forward. What a save! Miami Bruins! That was the best save in game 2!
He'll go after it. He was tied up by Ryan Smith.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
Hit the nail right in the head there. They smell blood. This is the type of game they haven't played for a while. They struggled to score goals. The big shot by Weber, gets through, and just all that action in front. Watch this drive wide by Smith as he tries to get the wraparound going, and the stick check by his old Wisconsin teammate. Justin Schultz at the last second there. Second-hand reaction in front of the knee.
Second straight game that he's faced a Smith, his former teammate.
You're right. It was Brendan last night, he's right.
50 seconds left in the period. Fires it around the board.
42 seconds
left in the period. Up against Peckham. Theo Peckham wins that as well. Start away and give it to his D partner, Ryan Whitney. Quickly to Gagne. Gagne down the right side to Whitney. Whitney plays it to the corner. Angus Piarmi behind the net for Gagne. Gagne takes the look. He's got Whitney in front, broken up by Gostak. But there's Theo Peckham with a shot, and that rises over top of the net. Peckham behind the net. That's Piarmi to Yakupov. Turns, her pass to the middle, off the skates. Hard pass to the middle.
Oh, what a save!
The Nashville Predators up in front and come take away easily.
And another save.
As the second period comes to an end. Two periods in the books.
Atmospheric second period with the huge save. In a 3-0 Predators lead. Looking forward to extending the conference finals. Two games tonight.
Adds up to a 4-0 lead. That's tough against the Predators heading to the third period. Coming up later on Sportsnet West after this one, it's the Flames and the Ducks, a new multi-millionaire in Ryan Getzlaf. We'll discuss him and the new contract with the Brad May and Neil Smith when we come back. Oilers have the...
A team from the Alberta capital taking on a team that is situated in the capital of Tennessee. But first,
Yeah, pretty incredible.
there's his the national save Kent to get back in there. Always a presence.
Cover it up afterwards with that first save. And once he's down, he doesn't know what to go once again. You can hear the goal.
There from Colin Wilson. And 5. 5 got both. Boychuk.
By traffic in front, perfectly tipped. As he just... Real positive.
Gagne and he left to go.
One of the job by him in the a year and a half with Jordan Everly. WHL, and nice little offensive move there. Takes
From Sam Gagne. Pressure behind the net. The Oilers want to get a change in while keeping the puck in the Predators hockey from Nashville here on Sportsnet.
With the departure of Lindy Ruff from an NHL bench, Barry Trotz is now the most tenured National Hockey League coach. And we take you back to the GM then and still the general.
2 periods of playing. We want to talk to you about a Nashville company called at the back. Okay, don't do that at home. So they're allowed belongs they want they wear it. We'll see if the Oilers continue to wear them. The way coming.
Hygiene and become a mandatory thing now. The technology allows it to be comfortable. Guys don't even think about it. It's like wearing a helmet. You just part of your safety equipment.
I mean, you know, I think the most important thing is the comfort factor of the sock. And as you saw with Gene holding his hand, I saw it today too in the truck downstairs. It's actually not that big. It's not bulky. If they can get that fabric a little bit thinner, and that sock seems to be, I'm sure guys will start to wear it. You heard Belange's going to try it out. I'm sure guys once. Why wouldn't you wear it? I mean, that's the question. Why would you wear it? It's the same old debate. Same with visors. I mean, players have certain preferences, but in that case, that's an easy one to change, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Third period underway. The Oilers mandatory thing once the technology.
Oh, no, look at that goal by...
See, a bit superstitious about what they wear.
Chris Kunitz in front. Great job to kind of distract.
Louis, you wonder
Doing
if
it
that
just
starts to
enough.
become a mandatory
Making it
thing
look like
once
he
the
was going to deflect
technology
this puck.
allows it.
For them, it's more than a goal, and it's for him.
Comfortable. Guys don't even think about it. It's like wearing a helmet. You just part of your safety equipment.
Hits the puck down low. 2 hard strides right there. The stick that's in a little deep in the tally. And as a result, he'll hit the box for 2 from there. It's actually not that big. Making an impression if they can get that to get there a little bit. Why would you? I mean, that's the question. Why would you? It's the same. That's an easy one to change in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And the Oilers will try to tie the
build some
series
momentum.
at one game to
Get something positive out of this one. Down 4-0.
Here in the conference
You see
final.
Ladislav
Down
Smith
3-0.
right up into the play.
The Nashville Predators
Sam Gagne
will extend the series
at the
at
blue
2
line. Does a
games
good
to
job
none.
of that. The Oilers will be in
The Oilers
tonight.
will play game 3 on Friday.
Was in front. Boychuk outlets to Weber. Shea Weber takes a look, fires it around the boards. Waiting for it there, Erad. He'll let it go for Boychuk. Throws it towards the net. Here's Yossi stepping into a shot. Then the save. Hall picks it up and starts away. Everly flips that puck in. Out of the near side, it's cleared by Erad. Right up to Mike Fisher. Fisher goes cross ice, and there is Yossi's shot. Steered aside by Denis. Denis on in relief. Devin Dubnyk, who gave up 2 goals on 13 shots in the first period. And Ralph Kruger just sent something, Louis, and that second goal by Legwand, it was not Devin Dubnyk's night.
Yeah, I think it was the right call, obviously for Devin Dubnyk. Played a lot of hockey. Big hit there, and the boards opened up as Peckham comes in and catches Gabriel Broker. A good shot there, but for Denis, he's letting the second shot that he faced in that second period, a couple of shots were whacked at him from Clune. He put one by him, but other than that, he's been pretty darn solid. The goals that have gone by him. The fourth one wasn't one that you would say he would have as a high deflection. So he's played pretty well, but for Nashville, they've just done a great job of continuing to get pucks in deep, continuing to get shots to the net. Very good job boxing out Edmonton in the defensive zone. It's like a one-and-done attack in the offensive zone for Edmonton tonight.
Oilers outshot the Nashville Predators in that second period, 10-8. They trail 23-19.
Yeah, they actually outshot Nashville in that second period, 10-8. So, I mean, it was that type of a period. But again, a lot of those shots from the perimeter for Edmonton, and that's something that Nashville wants to try and maintain, is keeping things to the outside, and those clearing attempts have been pretty solid tonight. Shea Weber's been real strong in the defensive zone, going head-to-head with the Nugent-Hopkins line, and they're not giving them a whole lot of time in the offensive zone.
Energy line out there now. Ryan Smith moving in, snaps a shot, then Pecorine makes the save, and they'll hang on.
This perfectly preserved uniform came to us via a generous donation from our champion's wife.
Get your game on with Pools.
Theo Beck has been a physical presence tonight for Edmonton. He's got involved with a couple of players out there. Here he catches Gabriel Bork on the right-hand side, and the penalty box explodes open after he finishes that check. So good to see Beckham back after missing the last couple with a little bit of food poisoning.
Ryan Smith moving in, snaps a shot.
Moving in. Here's Ryan Smith. He scores! Ryan Smith, his third goal in the playoffs. And Nashville just puts the lead back. It's 3-1.
This perfectly preserved uniform.
He's been a physical presence tonight for Edmonton. He's got involved with a couple of players out there. Here he catches Gabriel Bork on the right-hand side, and the penalty box explodes open after he finishes that check. So good to see Beckham back after missing the last couple with a little bit of food poisoning, as Gene was talking about earlier. Back after missing the last couple with a little bit of food poisoning, as Gene was talking about earlier, and playing his physical self.
Got involved with Paul Gostet, didn't have much of a chance. He went down. Speaking of going down, so does Kevin Klein.
3 goals in the playoffs.
And then Clune.
Sam Gagne and Taylor Hall gets the assist.
The Oilers still looking for their first power play opportunity in the last couple of games.
Last 5 periods, they haven't drawn one there. And, that wasn't a real vicious cross-check by Clune, but it certainly was enough to knock the players down. And it was Justin Schultz that was in there in the forecheck as a defenseman.
Gostet in front. Against Justin Schultz. The puck comes free for Gagne. Sam Gagne gets to the blue line, flips it in. He's going to peel off on a change. The Oilers came into this game without a power play goal in their last 4 games, but they only got 7 chances in 4 games coming in. Boychuk plays it around behind the net. Now Now he'll go after it against Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Everly sees it go by him. Little help from Theo Peckham to Hall. And Hall bangs that puck out to center. Close checking now as Fisher goes after it against Schultz. Fisher trying to get three to the forward. Goes. Voracek waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bork out in front. That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the net. Wilson trying to jam it in. Wilson driving to the net. Wilson trying to jam it in. But there is got Gabriel Bork out in front.
He's Colin Wilson.
That's Colin Wilson. Wilson trying to net. Wilson trying to jam it in.
Wilson scores. It's 4-1 Nashville. Colin Wilson gets his 6th of the playoffs.
This all started by a real good forecheck by Mike Fisher to get in there and establish possession. Holds onto it, waits for time, rims it around. And watch Wilson here going to work. Gets a little bit of lucky hops. And for Colin Wilson, he gives him 3 points on the night. A goal and 2 assists in a 5-0 lead tonight. He has 102 free now points as a member of the Predators. 6 goals. He came in with just 1 point in his last 6 games. You know the troubles of the Nashville Predators, all kinds of offensive difficulties. But they have exploded in this game. 4:43, the time of the goal by Colin Wilson. Nice shots by Denis. And Butler let it go. Craig Smith in the corner. Smith trying to work his way to the middle. He is cut off there by Jones. Pa Trell trying to split the defense. Gets some help from Ryan Smith. Puck comes to Erat. He gets it out. Ryan Whitney gets possession, gives it right to Brown. Whitney takes a look. The Oilers want to make a change. 14:20 left to go in the 3rd period. Eager going after it. Ben Eager is playing in his 400th National Hockey League game tonight. Wilson against Whitney. Continuing to add his lead in points. Mike Fisher, as Louis mentioned, set that up. Weber gets an assist. And Weber's got a couple of helpers. And so does Mike Fisher. Klein with the puck. He'll start the rush for the Predators. Kevin Klein goes cross ice. Stepping into a shot there. Oh, it's Victor Bartley. But it gets deflected. It gets deflected off the hockey right here.
The Predators fans,
Your chance to win an octave.
they have
It's
not
time to play fan right
they're
fan.
all their fault. 4-1 Predators here in game 2.
Right here on Sportsnet.
It's time to play Fan Right, Fan Wrong Trivia, presented by TELUS. Enter your chance to win an Octave TV and Samsung prize package valued at $13,000 or tickets to an upcoming Oilers
To the
home
Stanley
game.
Cup
All
final.
you have to do is text Oilers to 333-777 or visit TELUS.com/hockey and answer this question. Which Oilers number is not retired in the Raptors? 11, 17, 33, or 99? For every completed entry, TELUS will donate $1 to Heroes Hockey, helping at-risk youth play Canada's game.
13:25 to go here in the 3rd period.
The 3rd period, 4-1 Predators.
Lead the Oilers.
North Cougar as well, Kevin. You see Peckham out there with Schultz. So mixing and matching some things here late in this game to try and shuffle things up, see how things go. Yakupov centers it. Gagne and Piyarvi together. Here's Theo Peckham.
Beckham and Dahlstad had words before that faceoff was dropped as they were coming back from commercial break. Words before that faceoff.
Before that faceoff. Sam Gagne. Gagne! He scores! Sam Gagne! And the Predators are back by 2.
Rennie makes the save.
The save play today. Watch Future Sports Network. Garcia shot inside your puck cutting tip. Save play today. You could
Legit off.
lucky win.
Edmonton Oilers will send it.
Cutting save play today. You could be our next lucky win.
Edmonton Oilers will send it right here.
6:42
and legit off edge with the goal.
By Jordan
Sunday and then wrap it up Tuesday.
Sam Gagne inside. He gets his second goal to the playoffs.
Second game back after this road trip.
And Ryan Smith.
Exact a little revenge against this Nashville team.
Yeah, they played this team 3 times, including tonight in the next 18 days. So we'll see enough of each other to not like each other.
Schmid down low, tried to center it, didn't work. Wojciech gets it out. March 17th in Edmonton. March 25th will be right back here. Gets it out. March 17th in Edmonton. March 25th will be right back here.
7th Friday
In Nashville.
and game 4.
Everything up there by Klein as the puck comes around the boards. The Oilers trying to make a change. The puck squirted free off the stick of Justin Schultz. Wojciech trying to take advantage. Whitney with it now. Whitney right in front of his own net. Leg one. Looking for anything he could grab. Colin Wilson, good stick to keep it in. Wilson, centering pass. Comes to Hall. Taylor Hall. Down the left side. He'll drop it all the way back. It went by Justin Schultz. And the Oilers reboot. Henry keeps it in. He'll get it to leg one. David leg one from the corner. Quick shot by Bork goes wide. Ellis takes the hit from Petrell. Now he gets a steal. And a backhand shot, but that one doesn't make it through. Wilson all over it, takes the hit from Petrell. Leg one. Put it out in front, trying to get it to Bork, but Whitney was there on the intercept, and then Bork returned the favor and shot it back in to allow Nashville to make a change.
Good reload there by Bork. It's really quickly back on the defensive side of things, and that one kind of just luckily hits him in the skate, but because he gets back hard, he's in the right position. That line's been really good. Leg one, Wilson and Bork tonight for Nashville, just really solid on the cycle down low, strong on the walls, and very good defensively. And Colin Wilson, as we mentioned, having a 3-point night already. Terrific night for him.
Pecorino lays it off the boards, and a quick out for the Nashville Predators, and this is Irak. Craig Smith, given a bunt there by Theo Peckham. Bouncing puck in the high slot, and Dan Eager picks it up. Eager lays it off the boards, looking for Brown. Too far for him. Weber bounces it out. Schmid to Smith. Ryan Smith playing in his 47th game against the Nashville Predators. He has picked up 39 points. But nobody has gotten a puck by Pecorino. 3 shutouts on the season for him. All 3 shutouts have come here.
And now this message
for the home team from the home team. Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Well, every team wants to be that team that gives Chicago its first.
Scored 2 comebacks in the third
with expert advice.
That gives Chicago its first regulation loss of the season. Right now, the Hawks are losing to the Colorado Avalanche by a score of 3-1. Now, either way, the two teams will meet again for a second time in this road trip Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And don't forget, after we're done here, Roger Millions, Charlie Simmer, and Rob Kerr will be hard at work as the Calgary Flames will take on the Anaheim Ducks.
And Gene, no matter what happens in Colorado,
Nashville Predators,
nobody, Louis, has beaten Chicago in regulation
to get their 6-game winning streak.
The Oilers are going to crack us out on Sunday.
Look at you, just looking at it.
Tomorrow or Saturday, either way.
Game 7 and the Leafs.
Whitney,
Game 7 against the Predators.
Crosses the blue line, takes a look. There's a pass to the middle. Picked up by Gagne. Gagne takes a shot, and that one goes over top of the net. Yakupov's got it now. Nail Yakupov. Magnus P.R.B. P.R.B. to Whitney at the point. Whitney under pressure there from Klein. Bourque at center. Gets it to Legwine. David Legwine moves to the middle. Legwine still has it. Drops it back, and there it goes with a big shot. The rebound. Bourque looking for it. Haney on the far side. On the near side, Ellis pitching in. Gagne gets there first. Bourque with a quick stick. Keeps it in temporarily, and now an opportunity for Everly. Everly one-on-one against Haney. Sends it behind the net. And Kakarina stops it there. He's got Taylor Hall bearing down on him. He'll give it to Mike Fisher. Quickly up for Iraq. And that'll go back to Fisher. A couple of points for number 12. It's a pretty famous wife, I understand. Schultz. Nick Schultz. Lost it. Boychuk gives it to Iraq. Gets it back again. Trying to get a shot away. And pays the price as Nick Schultz takes him down with the biggest hit of the night. Hall. 1-on-2. Brings it across the line. Still has it. Taylor Hall. Right to Nugent Hopkins. From a sharp angle. Taylor Hall. Right to Nugent Hopkins.
Hopkins scores. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. And the Edmonton Oilers are within one. It's 4-3 Edmonton, Nashville.
And Rennie the save. Nick Schultz.
Going to be the last goal of the Nashville Predators has scored. It's been Colin Wilson, 3 points on the night now with this goal. And what a nice individual effort by him as he does a little button hook, gets to the net, just drives it home. Not always pretty, but he was looking for a pass, couldn't find one, so he said, I'm taking this one to the post myself, and it rewards him with a goal.
And the short-handed
3 points on the night so far.
18 points on the season. 12 of those points have come
here for one goal. But after that point, Oilers scored 2 goals.
Fires that puck in. Ryan Jones going after it.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Yakupov gets one assist.
Behind the net by Eric Belanger. Belanger gets tripped up the Trell. Gets the Nugent. Last Rene stops it there. And Rene the save.
Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
Nick Schultz.
And the Oilers trying to come back.
Big hit.
To tie.
Play outstanding result is brought to you by Remax, Canada's most productive agents.
Well, it's going to be the last goal of the Nashville Predators have scored. It's been Colin Wilson, 3 points on the night now with this goal. And what a nice individual effort by him as he does a little button hook, gets to the net, just drives it home. Not always pretty, but he was looking for a pass, couldn't find one, so he said, I'm taking this one to the post myself, and it rewards him with a goal. And 3 points on the night so far.
18 points on the season. 12 of those points have come
and the Oilers fans here at the Bridgestone Arena.
Fires that puck in. Ryan Jones going after it against Scott Hannon. Smith caught up behind the net by
Oilers fans.
Eric Belanger. Belanger gets tripped up the Trell against the puck.
In this goal.
Belanger and Jones. Ryan Jones had a couple of great chances short-handed. And you wonder, Louis, sometimes the complexion of a game changes when you get a short-handed goal. The Oilers have 3 this year. Jones cuts the pass over the stick of the Trell. Sent in by Bourque. Picked up by Justin Schultz. He's up there now with Ladislav Schmid as Legwand brings it in from Boychuk, trying to get it back to him. Wilson to Boychuk, and he was knocked down by Schmid in behind the net, and Ben Eager comes away. Eager trying to chip it in, but broken up by Klein, and it's offside at the Nashville blue line.
Nashville blue line.
Ben Eager trying to get that puck in deep and establish a forecheck. It's been a chore all night long for Edmonton, and you really have to hand it to Nashville tonight. They knew they had a team coming in here that played last night in Detroit, came in here late last night. They had the second game in 2 nights. They've had the rest. They've been the better team here with the more energy, and they've played the right way, getting pucks in deep, making it a tough night for Edmonton. It hasn't been easy treading, getting pucks out, getting pucks in. They got to Dubnyk early in this one, and have continued throughout this game. Now
and trying to make it 5-3.
Just over 7 minutes left in the game.
3-game losing streak for Nashville that saw them score
6-game winning
3 goals.
5-game winning streak for Nashville.
Outscored 12-3. They scored 5 here.
At least
6:50 to go in the third period.
Is a winning streak.
To Steetson. Klein. Throws it towards the net. That one whistled wide. Yakupov on the far side with Magnus P.R.V. Magnus P.R.V. and Yakupov. Dale Yakupov. Whitney the trailer with a shot. Ready to save. Gagne trying to find Yakupov. He gets tied up, but Magnus P.R.V. carries on. And once again, defenseman coming down low. It was Nick Schultz's turn, but a great chance for Whitney.
I'd like to see Whitney jumping up there. A real nice pass by Yakupov as he gets it wide, finds Whitney late. Good redirection right on the Pecorine. So a high-quality chance off the rush by Edmonton.
23 shots for the Oilers. Everly breaking in now. He says there's a shot by Schultz. And it's steered aside by Redding and back the other way. Come the Nashville Predators. Boychuk can't get the shot away. Blocked by Biopek. Weber unable to keep it in at the point. Nugent Hopkins, Everly, and Hall, the forward line now. Mike Fisher trying to dump that puck in against Everly. Jordan Everly to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins across the blue line. Hopkins against Yossi. Gets it to Hall. Back to the point it comes. Ladislav Schmid now with a wrist shot. That one goes wide. Bork against Petrie, chopping at it. Petrie couldn't keep it in at the blue line. Schmid's got it now. He's going to chip it and chase it against Weber. Those two come together in the corner. The Oilers make a change. Ryan Jones trying to help out. Got Pa Trell waiting for anything to come loose. Finally, the puck does, but it's in the possession.
That was the clutch
of the Nashville Predators. Butler chips it in, pays the price as Petrie takes him into the boards.
Good finish there by Petrie. Butler had a real head of steam there, was looking to go wide and chip and charge. And Petrie just stopped him in his tracks.
Jones sweeps it in. Rainey stops it behind the net, takes his time, fires it around the glass, trying to get it by Belanger. Picked up there by Boychuk. Now to Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis. Pass intended for Butler didn't work, but it does come to Smith. For Smith trying to gain the zone. Penalty coming up to the Edmonton Oilers. Van Eager going to go over and touch it. And that will get the whistle, and that will get
a penalty shot.
The fourth power play.
And here it goes.
When we come back, Ryan Wood,
the Edmonton Oilers will try and come back to tie
play for the Predators when we come back. And that will get
the penalty shot of the road to Edmonton.
Power play for the Predators when we come back. Ryan Whitney
going to make the goal.
Power play for the Predators when we come back.
We'll see if the Oilers tied it or if the Oilers not.
The Edmonton Oilers have a small number of executive suites available for rent during the 2013 season. Rexall Place rental suites are located on 2 levels, providing privacy and comfort for groups of 12 to 36. Enjoy each thrilling moment of fast-paced Edmonton hockey while entertaining business partners, employees, or friends, or all of the above. For more information, call 780-409-5897 or email Bob Harramy, bob.h@edmontonoilers.com.
Ryan Jones in the penalty box.
Jones is coming into the box. Power play, going for a penalty shot. Here's Ryan Jones for Neil Yakupov. Scores! Neil Yakupov ties it 4-all. Oilers come back from 4-1 down. And the Oilers win it to come back by 3 goals in a span of 10 minutes.
For the Nashville Predators, first
36. Enjoy each thrilling moment of fast-paced Edmonton hockey while entertaining business partners, employees, or friends, or all of the above. For more information, call 780-409-5897 or email Bob Haramy, Bob@EdmontonOilers.com.
Ryan Jones in the penalty box to
Bob Haramy, Bob@EdmontonOilers.com.
Ryan Jones in the penalty box. 2 minutes for Eldwing. Fourth power play.
Goal on the blue line.
Get that puck in deep and establish a forecheck, and it's been a chore all night long for Edmonton, and you really have to hand it to Nashville tonight. They knew they had a team coming in here that played last night in Detroit, came in here late last night. They had the second game in 2 nights. They've had the rest, and they've been the better team here with more energy, and they played the right way, getting pucks in deep, making it a tough night. They got to Dubnyk early in this one, and they continued throughout this game. Now we're 5-0 with just over 7 minutes left in the game.
Moment of fast pick.
And we have 5 minutes left to go with the hockey game.
That was a penalty for finishing a check on Melbourne.
Generated 5 shots. The power play did not get a shot the last time they had the power players. Colin Wilson with a shot here. Smith lets it go. Steered aside by Denis. Wilson with it again. 3-point night for him as it comes back to Kostitsin at the point. He'll give it to Wilson. Wilson moves to the middle. Wilson still has it. Dishes off. That one cuts a bar. Weber let it go. Kostitsin again. Sergei Kostitsin now to Weber. Weber being watched by Belanger. Is out there with Brown, Peckham, and Nick Schultz. Craig Smith from the corner. Stopped by Peckham. Peckham goes down. The puck comes back to the point. Weber with it. Weber dishes off. Wilson with a wrist shot. Scores. What a night for... Comes back to Kostitsin at the point. He'll give it to Wilson. Wilson moves to the middle. Wilson still has it. Dishes off. That one cuts a bar. Weber moves to the middle. Wilson still has it. Dishes off. That one cuts a bar. Denis. Wilson with it again. 3-point night for him as it comes back to Kostitsin at the point. He'll give it to Wilson. Wilson moves to the middle. Wilson still has it. Dishes off. That one cuts a bar. Weber let it go. Kostitsin again. Sergei Kostitsin now to Weber. Weber being watched by Belanger. Is out there with Brown, Peckham, and Nick Schultz. Craig Smith from the corner. Stopped by Peckham. Peckham goes down. The puck comes back to the point. Weber with it. Weber dishes off. Wilson with a wrist shot. Score. Comes back to the point. Weber with it. Weber. And Theo Peckham, great save there by Jan Denis off Bobby Butler. 3 minutes left to go in the game.
Tied at 4.
16:39, the time of power play goal. 9 power play goals. 15. Oh,
Penalty shot goal.
As Boychuk let it go. Off the crossbar and into the net. The Nashville Predators, lowest scoring team in the league, on fire.
Really on fire. You know, for Zach Boychuk comes in, gets a real good opportunity on net, creates it with his speed, skill moves from inside to outside, releases that shot. We talked about the fact that he's been picked up on by waivers by Nashville here. His first game, wants to make an impression, already has a goal tonight, and almost got a second one there. So I think it's safe to say that he's making an impression early here in Nashville.
Albion and Brandon Yipar on injured reserve for Albion and Brandon Yipar on injured reserve for Nashville. Matt House does have the line at 59, the time of power play goal. 9 power play goals at home. Boychuk let it go. Off the crossbar and into the net.
Been a star is being firm as that, creating a distraction. Thomas Holmstrom with maybe a little more skill, Ryan Smith, but he's made his whole career from going to those tough areas. That will definitely help the Edmonton power play this year.
And this is something we saw the last time Ryan was here, him at center. So he is centering that line. When you're a veteran, you got to do it all, Luke.
They're going to rely on the veterans a lot here in Edmonton. It will definitely help the Edmonton power play this year.
And this is something we saw the last time Ryan was here, him there for Nashville. Matt House does center that line. The minor here, D-Red with a shot, broke his stick in half. Craig Smith gets the other. Weber with 3 points on the night. Petrie throws it to Larkin through traffic. And Eda without the stick just kind of suckers it back to Rene so he can hang on to it.
Well, you know, the National Predators have been all over Edmonton in this game here. And Jan Denis, who went in relief of Dubnyk for the second period. Watch this save here. Coming towards the net, just drives his blocker up, gets it up over top of the net. The one-time attempt on a real nice pass by Colin Wilson. And for Denis, he's had a lot of bodies in front of him, a lot of shots come his way. You've gotten by him, but he's made some real nice saves, too.
32 shots the Predators have taken. They just averaged just 24 coming into this one. Ryan Smith from the corner. Smith with,
well, you know, the National Predators have been all over Edmonton in this game here. Jan Denis, who went in relief of Dubnyk that made the save. That was a great play by Letestu, the alternate lead of that name of Glen, Alberta. I'm sure he has a lot of friends and family here to watch the game, but he stays with this puck, and this puck bobbles on him, but he takes it, gets the shot through, as he keeps his stick down into the shooting lane, and then falls it through. This puck drops down, he'll have a second effort at it right there. This puck bobbles on him, but he takes it, gets the shot through, as he keeps his stick down into the shooting lane, and then falls it through. This puck drops down, he'll have a second effort at it right there. But Dubnyk wisely puts that paddle down and doesn't allow him to get the shot through. One of the great things about the Pittsburgh Penguins is they hound the puck. They're relentless. Those loose pucks that are bouncing around, good teams come up with it more often than not. And you saw it there. They created a good opportunity to be done.
Last couple of minutes of this hockey game before they head to Chicago.
Before he heads
to
overtime
against Nick Schultz. Colin Wilson, 4 points on the night. 2 straight goals here in this third period, 1 on the power play. Theo Beck waits for the Oilers to make a change. Justin Schultz takes a look. As for Pa Trell, broken up by Redder. And we've got him outside.
Well, you mentioned Colin Wilson there, Kevin, and I had a chance to be a teammate for a very short period of time with his dad, Kerry, in New York. When I was drafted by the Rangers, and much like Colin, the fact that he was a real solid individual, a scorer, an offensive-minded player, but a strong guy to boot. And Colin's no different. You watch him tonight, and he just has been a force down low, has been more physical along the walls, and has finished a couple of real nice plays off. That's for sure.
That comes in the middle of the
with the Oilers with a 4-goal third period.
In this one. Whitney to Jones. Going after it. And Jones, a couple of opportunities early in this game. Gets one here. Can't get the shot away against Fisher. 38 seconds left in this one.
This one, Greg.
And the Nashville Predators, who had come into this game 11th in the West with just 4 wins at home. They were 4-7-2 games to none. We'll see their record go above the 500 mark. They'll have 25 points when they play in the very difficult Central Division when you've got the Detroit Red Wings and the Chicago Blackhawks to contend with.
And we have 8 seconds left.
And now pressure will lead.
And now the third period comes to an end.
2 periods
And
in the book.
they will head for overtime.
The period comes to an end. 2 periods.
3 periods.
2 goals for the
We'll head to overtime.
2 goals for
West puts it at Central.
Indeed, Kevin, and that.
Carson. Sweat area here where the sweat is supposed to release all the way to the bottom, and then it releases up. This is an alternative. Derek Bellows, they want to see if it's something that can keep them safer. Until hockey players can be a bit superstitious about what they wear. We'll see if the Oilers continue to wear them, Louis and Kevin.
All right, Gene and Louis, you wonder if that starts to become a mandatory thing once the technology Allows it. Was Devin Dubnyk that made the save.
Devin Dubnyk with the save.
The Elk Point native. I love that name, Elk Point, Alberta. I'm sure he has a lot of friends and family here. The most important thing is to watch the game, but he stays with this puck. And this puck bobbles on him, but he takes it, gets the shot through as he keeps his stick down into the shooting lane and then follows it through. This puck drops down. He'll have a second effort at it right there. But Devin Dubnyk wisely puts that paddle down and doesn't allow him to get the shot through. One of the great things about the Pittsburgh Penguins is they hound the puck. They're relentless. Those loose pucks that are bouncing around, good teams come up with them more often than not. And you saw it there. They created a good opportunity to what looked to be nothing.
You wonder if that equipment.
I mean, I think
Kennedy hammers a shot that Devin Dubnyk gets a piece of, and it deflects up into the netting.
Into the netting.
Tyler Kennedy is one of those little spark plugs that does a little bit of everything for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Had a real solid year last year. He kind of broke out in his own right, and he can play on any line combination. You put him on, Dan Bylsma loves him because of his energy that he brings to the table and his work in the corners, and he seems to always be that Johnny on the spot. He's a character that rest to be. I'm sure guys will start
safety equipment.
I mean, I think the most important thing is the comfort factor to the sock, and as you saw with Gene holding in his hand, I saw it today too in the truck downstairs. It's actually not that big. It's not bulky. If they can get that fabric a little bit thinner and that, which that sock seemed to be, I'm sure guys will start to wear it. You heard Belanger's going to try it out. I'm sure guys, once they put them on and realize that they can wear them and it's not really too hindering in their movements, why wouldn't you wear it? I mean, that's the question. Why would you wear it? It's the same old debate. Same advisors. I mean, players have certain preferences, but in that case, that's an easy one to change, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Third period underway. The Oilers trying to build some momentum.
Underway.
Get something positive out of this one.
Cup.
Down 4-0.
Western Final.
You see Ladislav Schmid jumping right up into the play. Sam Gagner trying to keep that puck in at the blue line. Does a good job of that. The Oilers will be in Chicago on Sunday. Finish up this road trip in Colorado on Tuesday. Those two teams meeting tonight in Denver. Jordan Eberle against Shea Weber. Eberle back to the point. Whitney with it now. Throws it through traffic. And that one gets deflected wide. Hall was in front. Allows it. And
we get another offside call.
Think about it. Is going to go into the books. It'll be his first penalty.
You know what they say, you try and get on the score sheet anyway, but obviously he doesn't want to go. There's a great defensive play here, and you talk about size, and that was one of the knocks on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, when he wasn't big enough, but speed and skill make up for a lot as he picks the puck there. Here a little chip to Hemsky, gets it back to Peckham, and a good shot through traffic, and this is where he just reaches it a little too far on Greg Adams and takes him down. But you love that puck pursuit for a youngster. He wants to have the puck back, he wants it on his stick, but there gets a little...
Fires it around the boards. Waiting for it there. Erat. He'll let it go for Boychuk. Throws it towards the net. Here's Hemsky stepping into a shot to be the save. Hall picks it up and starts away. Eberle flips that puck in on the power play. Out of the near side, it's cleared by Erat right up to Mike Fisher. Fisher goes cross ice, and there is Yossi's shot. Steered aside by Denis. Denis on in relief. Now Devin Dubnyk, who gave up 2 goals on 13 shots in the first period. And Ralph Kruger just sent something, Louis, and that second goal by Legwan, it was not Devin Dubnyk's night.
Yeah, I think it was the right call, you know, for Devin Dubnyk. Played a lot of hockey. Big hit there, and the boards opened up as Peckham comes in and catches Gabriel Brook with a good shot there. But for Denis, he's letting the second shot that he faced in that second period, a couple shots were whacked at him from Kuhn. He put one by him, but other than that, he's been pretty darn solid. The goals that have gone by him. The fourth one wasn't one that you would say he would have as a high deflection. So he's played pretty well, but for Nashville, they've just done a great job of continuing to get pucks in deep, continuing to get shots to the net. Very good job boxing out Edmonton in the defensive zone. It's like a one-and-done attack in the offensive zone for Edmonton tonight.
Oilers outshot the Nashville Predators in that second period, 10-8. They trail 23-19.
And they tie.
Yeah, they actually outshot Nashville in that second period, 10-8. So, I mean,
or 2 in the
it was that type of a period.
Overtimes.
But again, a lot of those shots from the perimeter for Edmonton, and that's something that Nashville wants to try and maintained is keeping things to the outside, and those clearing attempts have been pretty solid tonight. Shea Weber's been real strong in the defensive zone, going head-to-head with the Nugent-Hopkins line, and they're not giving them a whole lot of time in the offensive zone.
Energy line out there now. Ryan moving in, snaps it
Shot in overtime. Then we got another save.
This perfectly preserved uniform came to us via a generous donation from our champion's wife.
Get your game on with Pools.
Theo Beck has been a physical presence tonight for Edmonton. Has got involved with a couple players out there. Here he catches Gabriel Bourque on the right-hand side, and the penalty box explodes open after he finishes that check. So good to see Beckham back after missing the last couple with a little bit of food poisoning, as Gene was talking about earlier, and playing his physical self.
Got involved with Paul Gostet. Didn't have much of a chance. He went down. Speaking of going down, so does Kevin Klein right over top of Schultz, and then Clune cross-check Schultz. The Oilers still looking for their first power play opportunity in the last couple of games.
Last 5 periods. They haven't drawn one there. And, you know, that wasn't a real vicious cross-check by Clune, but it certainly was enough to knock a player down. And it was Justin Schultz that was in there on the forecheck off on a change.
You know, the Oilers came into this game without a power play goal in their last 4 games, but they only got 7 chances in 4 games coming in.
When headed. Under 40 minutes.
Now he'll go after it against Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Everly sees it go by him. Little help from Theo Peckham to Hall, and Hall bangs that puck out to center. Close checking. Now as Fisher goes after it against Nick Schultz. Fisher. Down to the other side it goes. Wojciech waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bourque out in front. That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the net. Wilson trying to jam it in. Out in front. Down to the other side it goes. Wojciech waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bourque out in front. That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the net. Wilson trying to jam it in. That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the... But they have and 1 point in his last 6 games. You know the troubles of the Nashville Predators, all kinds of offensive difficulties. But they have exploded in this game. 4:43, the time of the goal by Colin Wilson. Nice shots by Denis. As Butler let it go. Craig Smith in the corner. Smith trying to work his way to the middle. He is cut up there by Jones. Patrell trying to split the defense.
Trying to flip the defense. Oilers are 3-0
help from Ryan
in
Smith.
overtimes.
Puck comes to Erod. Gets it out. Ryan Whitney gets possession. Gives it right to Brown. Whitney takes a look. The Oilers want to make a change. 14:20 left to go in the 3rd period.
In overtime.
Eager going after it. Ben Eager is playing in his 400th National Hockey League game tonight. Wilson against Whitney. Set that up. Like Fisher. Shot there. Oh, as Victor Bartley. And it gets deflected up into the netting. TELUS Oilers hockey right.
It's time to play Fan Right, Fan Wrong trivia presented by TELUS 99. Play Canada's game. For every completed entry, TELUS will donate $1.
Say you're trying to get on the score sheet anyway, but obviously he doesn't want to go. It was a great defensive play here, and you talk about size, and that was one of the knocks on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins when he wasn't big enough, but speed and skill make up for a lot as he picks the puck there. Here a little chip to Hemsky, gets it back to Peckham, and a good shot through traffic, and this is where he just reaches it a little too far on Craig Adams and takes him down. And you love that puck.
Excuse. Like
to go here in the 3rd period.
13 minutes left to go in overtime.
A little shuffle here by Ralph Kruger as well, Kevin. You see Peckham out there with Schultz, mixing and matching some things here late in this game. Try and shuffle things up, see how things go.
Yakupov centers it. Gagne and Pujärvi together. Here's Theo Peckham.
Peckham and Dahlstad had words before that faceoff was dropped as they were coming back from commercial break.
Winnie makes the save, and Jean's the save.
And just 20 minutes left to overtime.
Jean's mic opens up.
Oilers have won the last overtime period in Game 4 against the Anaheim Ducks. 5-4 for Justin Schultz, who gets his hat trick. Edmonton Oilers have won 5-4 2 times here in this playoff series.
For a game on Sunday and then wrap it up Tuesday in Colorado. Second game back after this road trip, Lou. They'll have to exact a little revenge against this Nashville team.
Yeah, they played this team 3 times, including tonight in the next 18 days, so we'll see enough of each other to not like each other.
Schmid down low, tried to center it, didn't work. Boychuk gets it out. March 17th in Edmonton, March 25th. We'll be right back here in Nashville. Everything tied up there by Klein as the puck comes around the boards. The Oilers trying to make a change. The puck squirted free off the stick of Justin Schultz. Boychuk trying to take advantage. Whitney with it now. Whitney right in front of his own net. Legwand looking for anything he could grab. Colin Wilson, good stick to keep it in. Wilson, centering pass. Comes to Hall. Taylor Hall down the left side. He'll drop it all the way back. It went by Justin Schultz. And the Oilers reboot. Cannon keeps it in. He'll get it to Legwand. David Legwand from the corner. Quick shot by Bork goes wide. Ellis takes a hit from Petrell. Now he gets a steal. And a backhand shot, and that one doesn't make it through. Wilson all over it. Takes a hit from Petrell. Legwand put it out in front, trying to get it to Bork, but Whitney was there on the intercept, and then Bork returned the favor and shot it back in to allow Nashville to make a change.
Good reload there by Bork. It's really quickly back on the defensive side of things, and that one kind of just luckily hits him in the skates, but because he gets back hard, he's in the right position. That line's been really good. Legwand, Wilson, and Bork tonight for Nashville, just really solid on the cycle down low, strong on the walls, and very good defensively. And Colin Wilson, as we mentioned, having a 3-point night already. Terrific night for him.
Katarina lays it off the boards, and a quick out for the Nashville Predators, and this is Irak. Craig Smith, given it up there by Theo Peckham. Bouncing puck in the high slot, and Van Eager picks it up. Eager lays it off the boards, looking for Brown. Too far for him. Weber bounces it out. Schmid to Smith. Ryan Smith playing in his 47th game against the Nashville Predators. He has picked up 39 points. And nobody has gotten a puck by Pecorino. 3 shutouts on the season for him. All 3 shutouts have come here in that.
Cheers for the home team with expert advice.
To the Colorado Avalanche by a score of 3-1. Now, either way, the 2 teams will meet again for a second time on this road trip Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And don't forget, after we're done here, Roger Millions, Charlie Simmer, and Rob Kerr will be hard at work as the Calgary Flames will take on the Anaheim Ducks.
And Gene, no matter what happens in Colorado, nobody, Louis, has beaten Chicago in regulation at the United Center. So the Oilers will get a crack at that on Sunday.
Look at you, just looking at that.
Tomorrow or Saturday, either way.
Was dropped as they're coming back from commercial break.
Oh, here's Leo! What a save!
Makes the save. Hold down, and Ryan Hopkins is going to go into the books. It'll be his first penalty.
Thank you, Kevin. Shop and Swiker. You know, they say try and get on the score sheet. As he picks the puck there, here a little chip for Hemsky, gets it back to Peckham, and a good shot through traffic. And this is where he just reaches it a little too far on Craig Adams and takes for a lot as he picks the puck there. Here a little chip for Hemsky, gets it back to Peckham, and a good shot through traffic. And this is where he just reaches it. Colorado. Hemsky gets it back to Peckham in a good shot through traffic, and this is where he just reaches in a little too far.
Tomorrow or Saturday, either way. Yakupov's got it now. Nail Yakupov. Magnus PRB. PRB to Whitney at the point. Whitney under pressure there from Klein. Bork at center. Gets it to Legwand. David Legwand moves to the middle. Legwand still has it. Drops it back, and there is Ellis with a big shot. The rebound. Bork looking for it. Haney on the far side. On the near side, Ellis pitching in. Gagne gets there first. Bork with a quick stick, keeps it in temporarily, and now an opportunity for Everly. Everly one-on-one against Hannon. Sends it behind the net. Big Pecorino stops it there. He's got Taylor Hall bearing down on it. He'll give it to Mike Fisher, quickly up for Erat, and that'll go back to Fisher. A couple of points for number 12. It's a pretty famous wife, I understand. You think? 3-0. Schultz.
In the second period, going to the third period.
Gives it to Erat, gets it back again, trying to get a shot away, and
scored one goal. The Predators
down with the biggest hit of the night
to the goal
for the Edmonton Oilers.
And then the Edmonton Oilers, 3-goal comeback.
Hall
to tie it.
1-on-2. Brings it across the line, still has it, Taylor Hall. Right to Nugent Hopkins from a sharp angle, and Rene the save. Most productive agents.
Well, it's going to be the last goal of the Nashville Predators have scored. It's been Colin Wilson, 3 points on the night now with this goal. And what a nice individual effort by him as he does a little button hook, gets to the net, just drives it home. Not always pretty, but he was looking for a pass, couldn't find one, so he said, I'm taking this one to the post myself, and it rewards him with a goal. And individual effort by him as he does a little button hook, gets to the net, just drives it home. Not always pretty, but he was looking for a pass, couldn't find one, so he said, I'm taking this one to the post myself, and it rewards him with a goal. And 3. Not always pretty, but he was looking for a pass, couldn't find one, so he said, I'm taking this one to the post myself, and it rewards him with a goal. And not always pretty, but he was looking for a pass, couldn't find one, so he said, I'm taking this one to the post myself, and it rewards him with a goal. And 3 points on the night so far.
18 points on the season. 12 of those points have come here at home.
And
Pa Trell fires that puck.
Was 2012.
Jones going after it against Scott Hannon. They go up 8, tied up behind the net by 8 to the 6. Belanger gets tripped up. Pa Trell gets the puck. Pa Trell, Belanger, and Jones. And Jones had a couple of great chances short-handed. And you wondered, Louis, sometimes Jones hops the pass over the stick of Pa Trell. Sent in by Bork. Picked up by Justin Schultz. He's up there now with Ladislav Schmid as Legwand brings it in from Boychuk trying to get it back. One goal. Wilson, so the Boychuk, the postseason. And he was knocked down by Schmid in behind the net, and Ben Eager comes away. Eager trying to chip it in, but
last night, easy shredded.
yeah, regame.
Continued it throughout this game, now up 5-0 with just over 7 minutes left in the game.
3-game losing streak for Nashville that saw them score just 3 goals. Outscored 12-3. They've got 5 here. 6:50 to go in the third period.
6:50 to go in overtime.
Klein.
Well, the Oilers
Goes in
double overtime.
Whistle wide. Yakupov on the far side with Magnus PRB. Magnus PRB and Yakupov. Nail Yakupov. Whitney the trailer with a shot. Ready to save. Gagne. Trying to find Yakupov.
It would look like a fourth period, Louis,
but Magnus PRB carries on. And once again, defenseman coming down low is Nick Schultz's turn. But a great chance for Whitney.
Like to see Whitney jumping up there. A real nice pass by Yakupov as he gets it wide, finds Whitney late. Good redirection right on to Pecorine. So a high-quality chance off the rush.
by Edmonton.
Yeah, the regular
23 shots for the
heading
Oilers.
to overtime for 5 minutes
now.
in the regular season.
Eason
They
hits
for
a
a
shot
sudden
by
death
Schultz.
shootout.
And it's steered
Put it
aside
in
by Rennie and back the other way
20-minute
from the Nashville Predators.
Repeated.
Boychuk can't get the shot away. Blocked by Theo Peckham. Weber unable to keep it in at the point. Nugent Hopkins, Everly, and Hall, the forward line now. Mike Fisher to dump that puck in against Everly. Jordan Everly to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins across the blue line. Hopkins against Yossi. Gets it to Hall. Back to the point it comes. Ladislav Schmid now with a wrist shot. That one goes wide. Bork against Petrie, chopping at it. Petrie
Chopping at it, and it would have
keeps it in on the blue line. Schmid's got it now. He's going to chip it and chase it against Weber. Those two come together in the corner. The Oilers make a change. Ryan Reynolds
Make a change. 47 and 22 the shots.
The puck does, but it's in the
this
possession
entire hockey game.
of the Nashville Predators. Butler chips it in, pays the price as Petrie takes him into the boards.
Good finish there by Petrie. Butler had a real head of steam there, was looking to go wide and chip and charge. And Petrie just stopped him in his tracks.
Jones sweeps it in. Ramey stops it behind the net, takes his time, fires it around the glass, trying to get it by Belanger. Picked up there by Boychuk. Now to Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis. Pass intended for Butler didn't work, but it does come to Smith. For Smith trying to gain the zone. Penalty coming up to the Edmonton Oilers. Going to go over and touch it. And that will get the whistle, and that will get...
That will be not it.
Gain the zone. Penalty coming up to the Edmonton Oilers.
We have an overtime penalty.
Van Eager going to go over and touch it. And that will get the whistle, and that will get the fourth power play for the Predators.
Overtime power play.
Ryan Whitney looking for his first. And that...
All of the above. For more information, call 780-409-5897 or email Bob Harrity, bob@edmontonoilers.com.
Ryan Jones in the penalty box. 2 minutes for elbowing. Fourth power play for the Nashville Predators.
The Predators.
Ryan Jones in the penalty box. 2 minutes for elbowing. Fourth power play for the Nashville Predators. First power play of this period. The Oilers still don't have one.
For 2 minutes.
That was a penalty for finishing a check on elbow.
Generated 5 shots. The power play did not get a shot the last time they had the power players. Colin Wilson with a shot there. Smith lets it go. Steered aside by Denis. Wilson with it again. 3-point night for him as it comes back to Kostitsin at the point. He'll give it to Wilson. Wilson moves to the middle. Wilson still has it. Dishes off. That one cuts and bar. Weber let it go. Kostitsin again. Sergei Kostitsin now to Weber. Weber being watched by Belanger, who's out there with Brown, Peckham, and Nick Schultz. Craig Smith from the corner. Stopped by Peckham. Peckham goes down. The puck comes back to the point. Weber with it. Weber dishes off. Wilson with a wrist shot. Scores. Stopped by Peckham. Peckham goes down. The puck comes back.
8 chances.
Smith from the corner.
To 5-4.
Stopped by Peckham. Off Wilson with a wrist shot. Scores. Being watched by Belanger, who's out there with Brown, Peckham, and Nick Schultz. Craig Smith from the corner.
4 minutes left to overtime.
Stopped by Peckham. Peckham goes down. The puck comes back to the point. Weber with short. He kicked the second power play goal for the Nashville Predators in this game. They started the scoring with a power play goal by Patrick Hornquist, who was out of the game after a hit by Theo Peckham. Great save there by Jan Denis off Bobby Butler. 3 minutes left to go in the game.
3 minutes left to go in the first overtime.
16:39 the time of the power play goal. In Nashville. 9 power play goals at home. And that was
with 13 goals.
Boychuk let it go.
His conference
Off
fire.
the crossbar and into the net. The Nashville Predators, lowest scoring team in the league, on fire.
Really on fire. And you know, for Zach Boychuk, comes in, gets a real good opportunity on net, creates it with his speed, skill, moves from inside to outside, releases that shot. We talked about the fact that he's been picked up on by waivers by Nashville here. His first game, wants to make an impression, already has a goal tonight. speed, skill moves from inside to outside, releases that shot. We talked about the fact that he's been picked up on by waivers by Nashville here. His first game, wants to make an impression, already has a goal tonight, and almost got a second one there. So I think it's safe to say that he's making an impression early here in Nashville.
Edmonton Oilers have never lost overtime
Injured reserve for
in these
Nashville.
postseason.
Matt Howell checks down the line. If you hear that little shot, broke his stick in half. Throws it toward the arena so he can hang on to it.
Going on to Nashville. It's come his way.
Average just 74 coming into this one. Ryan Smith from the corner. Smith with Brown and Eager. The energy line for the Edmonton Oilers, trying to generate some kind of energy here in the last couple of minutes of this hockey game before they head to Chicago. Colin Wilson against Nick Schultz. Colin Wilson, 4 points on the night. 2 straight goals here in this third period, 1 on the power play. Theo Beck waits for the Oilers to make a change. Justin Schultz takes a look. Pass for Pa Trell, broken up by Weber.
Look at another offside.
Well, you mentioned Colin Wilson there, Kevin, and I had a chance to be a very short period of time with his dad, Kerry, in New York. He was drafted by the Rangers, and much like Colin, the fact that he was a real solid individual, a scorer, an offensive-minded player, but a strong guy to boot, and Colin's no different. You watch him tonight, and he just has been a force down low, has been real physical along the walls, and has finished a couple of real nice plays off, that's for sure.
Back comes in the middle of the first. One minute to go. Less than a minute to go in this one.
Less than a minute to go in the first overtime. Whitney would never head to the second overtime.
Going after it. And Jones, a couple of opportunities early in this game. He gets one here. Can't get the shot away against Fisher. 38 seconds left in this one.
Only 34 seconds left. The crowd with an atmosphere here at Bridgestone. Home of the Predators advancing to the final.
Now pressure.
9 seconds left.
Period.
And the first overtime would come to an end. And they will head for number 2.
In the books, 2 goals for Nashville.
4-4 after 80 minutes.
In the second period.
It was the longest to go to the second overtime.
2 goals for Nashville in the second period.
Indeed, Kevin, and that adds up to a 4-0 lead.
Morning with the Edmonton Oilers. As I've actually got one on, and I'm just going to heads up with that skate. Don't do that at home. So there it is. So that's good news. The Edmonton Oilers, in fact, about 8 of them are using them this evening. One of them is Eric Malonza. They want to see if it's something that can keep them safer. As you know, hockey players can be a bit superstitious about what they wear. We'll see if the Oilers continue to wear them. Louis and Kevin.
All right, Gene.
Yeah, all right, Gene.
That starts to become a mandatory thing once the technology allows it to be comfortable. Guys don't even want to stay. Players.
Anyway, I mean, that's the question. Why would you have the same old debate? Same with advisors. I mean, players have certain preferences, but in that
Nashville Predators and the Edmonton Oilers have never been to the second overtime.
The Oilers trying to build some momentum. Get something positive out of this one. Down 4-0. And you see Ladislav Smid jumping right up into the play. Sam Gagner trying to keep that puck in at the blue line. Does a good job of that. The Oilers will be in Chicago on Sunday. Finish up this road trip in Colorado on Tuesday. Those 2 teams meeting tonight in Denver. Jordan Eberle against Shea Weber. Eberle back to the point. Whitney with it now. Throws it through traffic. And that one gets deflected wide. Hall was in front. Boychuk outlets to Weber. Shea Weber takes the look, fires it around the boards.
Weber fires it around.
Waiting for it there.
What a save
They go
by
for Boychuk. Throws it towards the net. There's usually stepping into a chip and he's a save. Hall picks it up and starts away.
Another save. Empty netter. Oh!
Everly flips that puck in. On the rear side, it's cleared by Erat right up to Mike Fisher. Fisher goes cross ice and there is Wilkie's shot. Steered aside by Denis. Denis on in relief. Devin Dubnyk, who gave up 2 goals on 13 shots in the first period. And Ralph Kruger just sent something, Louis, and that second goal by Legron, it was not Devin Dubnyk's night.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. You know, for obviously for Devin Dubnyk, played a lot of hockey. Big hit there, and the boards opened up as Peckham comes in and catches Gabriel Brook. It was a good shot there, but for Denis, that in the second shot that he faced in that second period, a couple shots were whacked at him from Kuhn. He put one by him, but other than that, he's been pretty darn solid. The goals were gone by him. The fourth one wasn't one that you would say he would have as a high deflection. So he played pretty well, but for Nashville, they've just done a great job of continuing to get pucks in deep, continuing to get shots to the net. Very good job boxing with Edmonton in the defensive zone. It's like a one-and-done attack in the offensive zone for Edmonton tonight.
Oilers outshot the Nashville Predators in that second period, 10-8. They trail 23-19.
Yeah, they actually outshot Nashville in that second period, 10-8. So, I mean, it was that type of a period. But again, a lot of those shots from the perimeter for Edmonton. That's something that Nashville wants to try and maintain, is keeping things to the outside, and those clearing attempts have been pretty solid tonight. Shea Weber's been real strong in the defensive zone, going head-to-head with the Nugent-Hopkins line, and they're not giving them a whole lot of time in the offensive zone.
Energy line out there now. Ryan Smith with against. That's a shot.
83 minutes into this game.
This get your game.
Presence tonight for Edmonton has got involved with a couple players out there. Here he catches Gabriel Brook on the right-hand side, and the penalty box explodes open after he finishes that check. So good to see Beckham back after missing the last couple with a little bit of food poisoning, as Gene was talking about earlier, and playing his physical self.
Got involved with Paul Dostek. Didn't have much of a chance. He went down. Speaking of going down, so does Kevin Klein right over top of Schultz, and then Clune cross-check Schultz. The Oilers still looking for their first power play opportunity in the last couple of games.
Win in double overtime.
Haven't drawn one there. You know, that was a real vicious cross-check by Clune, but it certainly was enough to knock a player down. And it was Justin Schultz that was in there on the forecheck as a defenseman.
Kosted in front against Justin Schultz. The puck comes free for Gagne. Sam Gagne gets to the blue line, flips it in. He's going to peel off on a change. You know, the Oilers came into this game without a power play goal in their last 4 games, but they only got 7 chances in 4 games coming in.
Heading for second overtime.
Boychuk lays it around behind the net. Now they'll go after it against Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Everly sees it go by him. It'll help from Theo Peckham to Hall. And Hall bangs that puck out to center. Close checking. Now as Fisher goes after it against Nick Schultz. Fisher. Down to the other side it goes. Boychuk waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bork out in front. That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the net. Wilson trying to jam it in. Checking. Now as Fisher goes after it against Nick Schultz. Fisher. Down to the other side it goes. Boychuk waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel. Fisher. Down to the other side it goes. Boychuk waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bork out in front.
Fisher, Bork, and Bertolini makes the save. 14 minutes left to go in overtime number 2.
Fisher. Down to the other side it goes. Boychuk waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bork out in front.
Sean Horkoff.
That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the net. Wilson driving to the net. This side it goes. Boychuk waiting for it there. He's got Gabriel Bork out in front. That's Colin Wilson. Wilson driving to the net.
Wilson drives it to the net.
Corner. Smith with Brown and Eager. The energy line for the Edmonton Oilers trying to generate some kind of energy here in the last couple of minutes of this hockey game before they head to Chicago. Colin Wilson against Nick Schultz. Colin Wilson, 4 points.
Colin Wilson.
2 and Joe.
Ryan Smith, the 3 points of the night.
24. St. Ford. Stop it. And I mean, I'll tell you what, you talk about bringing it right back in.
It's right back in. Here's Ryan Smith for Lenerd Pa Trell.
And up into the net.
Oh, he doesn't get there. Here's Lenerd Pa Trell.
Everybody here at Bridgestone Arena, Louis standing there applauding their team. Rightfully so. I'll tell you what, you talk about a 60-minute effort. I mean, they're only 6 seconds.
Pa Trell shoots it in front. Scores! Lenerd Pa Trell, overtime winner. Oilers get back, 4-1 down, and prevails here in Nashville.
29th this game in more ways than good for him. Not a roll.
Lenerd Pa Trell, 87 minutes. And we've got a game. We're tied in the series at 1 game apiece.
Busy one, but certainly a shout out to Colin Wilson, the best player on the ice tonight. 2 goals, 2 assists.
Go further. Tellus
Oilers have won 5-4. They're coming back after 3 goals and tied it in double OT. Oilers won 5-4, 9-2 in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Tellus
Oilers series tie.
Tellus Oilers hockey on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Tellus, the future is friendly. By Molson Canadian, brewed with the best this land has to offer. By Ford, go further. And by Rexall, feel good.
Let's take a look at the 3-star selection by Molson Canadian. Is brewed with the best this land has to offer. Thomas Bloom was involved in this game in more ways than one. A goal, 3 hits, a fight, and a real effective night. Brian Arena, as you mentioned, 4th shutout of the season for him. Not a real busy one, but certainly a shutout. Colin Wilson, the best player on the ice tonight. 2 goals, 2 assists. Great
Lenerd Pa Trell,
certainly a shutout. Colin Wilson, the best player on the ice tonight. 2 goals, 2 assists. Great defensively. And into the hunt. Of course, he's your first step. Stay right where you are.
Oilers tied the series at 1 game apiece.
We're going to the Honda Center, the Calgary
with
Flames,
2 wins
and the Anaheim
I
Ducks.
am Kevin Quinn. We'll see you in game 3
go there right now.
on Friday.
Calgary Flames and
Oilers
the Anaheim Ducks.
5-4.
Let's go there
Double OT.
right now.
Sports Central, Domingo Way.